Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this Google Digital Garage training session on Get Your Business Visible on Google. My name's Alison. I'm a trainer for Google's free skills training program, the Google Digital Garage. Just a bit about myself. I'm an experienced digital marketing specialist and trainer. I've been in this industry for about 17 years now. I've worked in e-commerce and B2B businesses online, and I also work on digital marketing training courses across the UK. I'm not on my own today, though. I am also joined by Tessa. Tessa will be our moderator today. Tessa's also a Google Digital Garage coach and will be interacting with you and answering some of your questions to the instant chat on the right there. You'll be able to identify Tessa by their name, as well as seeing a little blue spanner next to their name. So do say hi to Tessa. We do like these sessions to be as interactive as possible, so make use of that chat and do join in. Let us know where you're joining us from today. So just before we start, I just want to call out a few things to help you today. So firstly, if you're having any trouble viewing the webinar right now, please try refreshing your page. Often switching it off and back on again does the job. If you do want to join in the instant chat, and we really hope you will need a YouTube account. You can set one up very easily by clicking in the box on the right there. It'll just take a minute or two, so if you haven't got a YouTube account yet, go and set one up right now, and then you'll be ready to join in once I get started. And just to let you know, we're running this Google Digital Garage virtual training as part of a broader offering of courses. If you'd like to check out our schedule of up-and-coming webinar training, you can see the information on this in the description below, which will link you through to our website. And I'm sure Tessa will also be sharing that link with you in the chat. I will pause through the session to answer any more complex questions from the chat box, as Tessa only has a certain number of characters available to her. So if there's any questions that everyone might benefit from hearing the answer to, or just a little bit require a bit more of a lengthy answer, Tessa will be sharing those with me. So I've got 3 question breaks and I will come to your questions then. So do pop those in the chat as we go along. Right, okay, that's the housekeeping done. So let's get started with Get Your Business Visible on Google. This webinar today is split into 3 core parts. We're first of all going to look at understanding how customers find your business. How are they actually finding you? Then we're going to look at how do you build your business's presence on Google Search and Maps. And then finally, we're going to look at some tips and tricks on optimizing your visibility on Google. But before I get started, I just want to draw your attention to this fantastic service that we offer, free one-to-one mentoring available from Google. So we hope you find this webinar helpful today. But if you work for a small business or charity in the UK and you want to just delve into a little bit more detail about what we're talking about, or anything to do with digital marketing or your online presence, you can book an hour-long free one-to-one mentoring session with a Google Digital Garage coach like myself or Tessa or one of our many fantastic mentors in our team. You do have to be based in the UK, but the sessions are completely free and can help you with a range of one-to-one digital skills, from building a digital marketing strategy to finding more customers online. So do go and sign up and book a session at g.co/UK mentoring. And I'm sure Tessa will be sharing that link with you in the chat so you can explore that after today's session. So when you're looking to buy something, to book a service, to find a local business, where do you start? What do you do? Have a think about the process you take. 3 out of 4 of us start by using search. So do you do that? Do you go to a search engine? If you're looking for something, is that where you start your search? 82% of smartphone users are using their mobile to find local businesses. So these days, we've got a computer in our pocket. Yeah, we've got it right there. We can go on our phone and we can look for a local business. How often do you do that? How often do you think, I need to know about such and such a business, and you pick up your phone? Think about when you start looking for a product or a service, where do you start? Is it with search? Even if it isn't, for the majority of people, it is. So how do your customers find your business? So over the years, our search and shopping behaviour has changed thanks to the internet and smartphones. We're here really to drive local customers to our business. So let's kick off with getting into the mindset of those customers we want to engage with. So thinking about putting yourself in your customer's shoes. So I know it's early in the day if you're here in the UK, but imagine that you're looking for pizza. Okay, so you're looking for a pizza near you. You want to be able to order a takeaway pizza. So where would you start? Pull out your phone. What would you put in? What would you type? What keywords would you use? What terms would you write to actually help you find pizza near you? Would you use this search term, pizza near me? What words would you use to find pizza? And also, where would you go? Would you go to Google to find that? Would you go somewhere else? Maybe you would start on maps. So think about the process you would do. What's the first thing you would do if you were looking for a pizza and say you don't know, you're somewhere new, you don't know any pizza places at all, where are you going to start? Often people are searching for the terms near me because we know now with location services that we will be returned search results of businesses in our local area. And do you type your search terms into Google if you use a search engine, or are you voice searching? How are you actually asking the query? So I just want you to think about the process you would take, because this helps us understand the process that our audience would take. So thinking about how you search for your product or service online, you've got some lists coming up. You've done your search, whichever method you're using, and then you've used a search engine. You've used certain words to search for it, and then you're getting results. So you've got a load of results. Let's say we're on a search engine and you've got a whole load of listings in front of you. How are you deciding which one to explore further? How are you knowing which one you're going to go, yeah, I'm going to click on that one? What's helping you decide which listing out of a list presented to you, which one you're going to choose? There's many different factors that can come in to determining what listing we choose. But one thing that is important is that the listing is descriptive. A more descriptive listing, a more descriptive search result from your business can help bring more audience, more people to your website. So think about what factors matter to you. I know for me, I'm influenced by reviews and ratings. If I'm looking at a list of businesses and I can see one's got 5 stars over 4, I'm going to go to that one first. I'm going to check out the reviews. I'm going to have a look at the photos. I'm going to read the information to check if that business is offering what I'm looking for and meeting what's important to my needs. So think about for you, what's important. It's not just about us showing up in search engine results page. It's about when we do show up, us having a listing that's enticing people and encouraging people to click through and find out more. So this may seem straightforward, but important that we understand the customer online search journey, particularly when we're thinking about customer search behavior with mobile. We're becoming, as customers, more reliant on mobile devices to get access to products and services online, especially nearby businesses, local businesses. And we have higher expectations from businesses that supply them. The common process kicks off with a search. So let's think about mobile. We'll be talking about mobile predominantly today. So this is about curiosity. This is how the customer asks questions. How do you ask questions? We've changed the way we search for things over time, and we do expect to get useful advice and answers from the internet. Well, interestingly, Google sees 15% of unique queries every day. So there's still 15% of queries that are put into Google every day that are completely unique. But our journey starts with a search. So the keywords we put in, the phrases we're searching for, whether it's pizza near me, whether it's local pizza takeaway, whatever those keywords are, that's where we're starting. And when we've put in those search terms, we get some listings back, we get some results presented to us either through Google search, or it could be Maps if we're there, or any other platform that we're searching on. And we get these results and then we assess them very quickly often. We're not spending a lot of time necessarily looking through these pizza takeaway results, but we are scanning through them, and there's certain factors that are influencing whether we click on them or not. We expect more personalized results that are right for us. We expect a result that's near us. If we search for something nearby, we want a nearby result to come up. Yeah, that seems straight obvious, but we do. And we're looking at very many different factors such as reviews and ratings. This all influences our decision which one we click on. And this might happen very quickly, but we do make all these mental judgments as we're assessing a list of search engine results. The final part is about engagement. We expect to be able to get what we need right now and be able to contact them very easily. So we expect it to be very straightforward. We don't want to click on a result and there be a problem with the website, or it making it difficult to find the contact information, or trying to find out if the business is open or not. In fact, the rise in people searching for open now has really taken off. Not only do we want a business result to show up, but we want a business that's open right now so we can contact them. So customers are getting more impatient as time goes by. We want instant results. We want exactly what we're looking for. We want them personalized. So as businesses, we need to support them where they need engagement quickly, and to help them make the decision to click with our business and engage with our business. So why is search important? So it used to be the phrase, if you build it, they will come. So even in the Roman days, they would have a high street and they would build a shop, and then the shop would appear and people would come because it was there. It was on the road that everyone was driving down, and everyone would come into the shop. You built the shop and people would come to the shop. That doesn't happen now. Not in the digital age, not when there's millions of websites to choose from. We need to be found. And as we've discussed earlier, it begins with search. So search is incredibly important to help our businesses, our websites get found online, to stand out from everybody else, to be the result that customers are looking for. So to explain the concept of how Google works, we have a short video, 5-minute video, which explains how these search listings get presented to us. So I'm going to play this now, and then we will carry on.
Every day, billions of people come here with questions about all kinds of things. Sometimes we even get questions about Google search itself, like how this whole thing actually works. And while this is a subject entire books have been written about, there's a good chance you're in the market for something a little more concise. So let's say it's getting close to dinner and you want a recipe for lasagna. You've probably seen this before, but let's go a little deeper. Since the beginning, back when the homepage looked like this, Google has been continuously mapping the web, hundreds of billions of pages, to create something called an index. Think of it as the giant library we look through whenever you do a search for lasagna or anything else. Now, the word lasagna shows up a lot on the web. Pages about the history of lasagna, articles by scientists whose last name happened to be lasagna, stuff other people might be looking for. But if you're hungry, randomly clicking through millions of links is no fun. This is where Google's ranking algorithms come into play. First, they try to understand what you're looking for, so they can be helpful even if you don't know exactly the right words to use or if your spelling is a little off. Then they sift through millions of possible matches in the index and automatically assemble a page that tries to put the most relevant information up top for you to choose from. Okay, now we have some results. But how did the algorithms actually decide what made it onto the first page? There are hundreds of factors that go into ranking search results, so let's talk about a few of them. You may already know that pages containing the words you search for are more likely to end up at the top. No surprise there. But the location of those words, like in the page's title or in an image's caption, those are factors too. There's a lot more to ranking than just words. Back when Google got started, we looked at how pages linked to each other to better understand what pages were about and how important and trustworthy they seemed. Today, linking is still an important factor. Another factor is location, where a search happens. Because if you happen to be in Ormea, Italy, you might be looking for information about their annual lasagna festival. But if you're in Omaha, Nebraska, you probably aren't. When a web page was uploaded is an important factor too. Pages published more recently often have more accurate information, especially in the case of a rapidly developing news story. Of course, not every site on the web is trying to be helpful. Just like with robocalls on your phone or spam in your email, there are a lot of sites that only exist to scam, and every day scammers upload millions more of them. So just because instantvirusdownload.net lists the words lasagna recipe 400 times, that doesn't mean it's going to help you make dinner. We spend a lot of time trying to stay one step ahead of tricks like these, making sure our algorithms can recognize scam sites and flag them before they make it to your search results page. So let's review. Billions of times a day, whenever someone searches for lasagna, or resume writing tips, or how to swaddle a baby, or anything else, Google software locates all the potentially relevant results on the web, removes all the spam, and ranks them based on hundreds of factors like keywords, links, location, and freshness. Okay, good time to take a breath. This last part is about how we make changes to search, and it's important. Since 1998, when Google went online, people seem to have found our results pretty helpful. But the web is always changing, and people are always searching for new things. In fact, 1 in every 7 searches is for something that's never been typed into the search box before, by anyone, ever. So we're always working on updates to search, thousands every year. Which brings up a big question. How do we decide whether a change is making search more helpful? Well, one of the ways we evaluate potential updates to search is by asking people like you. Every day, thousands of search quality raters look at samples of search results side by side, then give feedback about the relevance and reliability of the information. To make sure those evaluations are consistent, the raters follow a list of Search Quality Evaluator guidelines. Think of them as our publicly available guide to what makes a good result good. Oh, and one last thing to remember. We use responses from raters to evaluate changes, but they don't directly impact how search results are ranked. So there you have it. Every time you click search, our algorithms are analyzing the meaning of the words in your search, matching them to the content on the web, understanding what content is most likely to be helpful and reliable, and then automatically putting it all together in a neatly organized page designed to get you the info you need. All in, 0.81 seconds? Wow. Anyone else ready for dinner? Interested in learning more? We've got a whole website dedicated to how search works. Just click right here. Want to read the search quality?
Okay, hopefully you found that video useful. I know I did when I first saw it. It sort of explains how it all works or what goes on behind the scenes a bit better. But essentially, if you're not there when someone's searching for your product or service, you're going to miss an opportunity. Just like if your customers went shopping for bread in the supermarket and there was no bread. Like, oh, I'll go to another supermarket then. You want to be there. You want to be able to have the opportunity to show up when someone's searching for your business. Being there is essential, especially when the search is specific and localized. So, for example, pizza restaurant Newcastle. If you're a pizza restaurant in Newcastle, you want to be in the running to show up in the search engine results page. But how do you know if customers are actually searching for your products or services online? I mean, we're assuming they are, but how do you actually find out? Well, there are a number of tools that can help us understand that that's the case. One of which is Google Trends, which Tessa will share the link with you in the chat for. If you haven't had a look at it before, do go and have an explore after the session. It's a great tool. This tool pulls together data, all the search data from Google, so you can get a better understanding on how and when people are searching for products and services through Google. So, for example, here we've got the term plumbers near me in the United States over the past 5 years, showing the level of searches for that term. And you can see the near me searches didn't really start taking off until around 2015 and then have increased year on year. People are getting more used to using the search term near me using their mobiles. But you can look at all sorts of different search trends on Google Trends. So it's a really interesting tool to check out. You can see what topics are trending on Google worldwide or in your local area in the UK itself. So check it out after the session. It's googletrends.com. Make sure the search isn't too specific. We're looking at more general topics and products and services, as there might not be enough data to show if it's very specific or very niche. But this gives you a good idea of the sorts of search terms people are using, so that you can understand what's important to your customers, what words they're actually typing into search engines. I'm just going to check in, see if there's any questions. Okay, I can see there's no questions so far, which is absolutely fine. We do have a couple more question breaks during the session. So if you do have any questions, pop them in the chat. And if Tessa's not able to answer them or wants to pass them over to me, I'll be able to come back to them later on in the session. So where should you build your presence on Google? Well, first up, let's talk about organic search. So we're going to look at organic search to begin with. We're then going to look at business listings, and then we're going to look at paid search. So organic search refers to websites that show up on a search engine results page that are not paid advertisements. So organic search results are matched to the searcher's query through algorithms that measure the relevance and the authority of the web page. Then we're going to look at business listings. So local business listings are online portfolios that contain information about your business. It might be your name, your address, your phone number, your opening hours, and any other information that might be useful to the audience. And then finally, we're going to take a brief look at paid search. So paid search advertising is a marketing method where you pay for your website to appear in the paid advertising section of the search engine results page. So organic search, business listings, and paid search are the three core ways that your business can be found on Google. So you might have heard of the term search engine optimization, or SEO. So SEO is the practice of increasing the quality and quantity of traffic to your website through organic search engine results. Essentially, it helps your website show up in the non-paid results on Google. It's a process that enables your website to get the best possible chance of ranking highly, and it makes it easier for people to find you when they're searching for what you offer. Now, Google's got over 200 signals that will determine how a web page ranks. So we'll talk about some of the more important aspects of an SEO program. Content is key to search engine optimization. Your goal is to include information on your website that helps Google understand what your business is about. Information that's going to be relevant, useful, and of high quality to the audience that you're looking to attract. A search engine's primary goal is to help people find what they're looking for. There's a reason we go to Google. It's because over time we've built confidence that, if we Google it, we'll get the result we're looking for. So if you can help the search engine decide that your website is what people are searching for, you're going to be in good shape. Making improvements to your website to help it appear in the organic results page is called search engine optimization, or SEO. And good SEO essentially involves helping a search engine to find and understand your website, so that when someone visits Google and types in a keyword or a phrase known as the search query, a list of relevant results is displayed. And your organic results appear in the center well of the page. Now, there's no shortcut for search engine optimization, SEO. It helps improve your website's visibility to people who are searching for products or services like yours. You might hear people talking about keywords and how important it is to run keyword research before you start looking at SEO. Now, keyword research is the process of discovering what words or phrases people are looking for when they're searching for your products or services related to your business. On-page optimization, on-site optimization as it's also known, are changes you can make on your website's individual pages, which can quickly help search engines better understand your content. Now, the title and meta description are really important on your pages because they're used by the search engine to generate the actual search result for a specific page. The title generates the first line shown, the meta description is used to generate the first few sentences that follow. It's really important that you publish useful, high-quality content for your audience. Long gone are the days where stuffing your web page full of keywords in the hope that the search engine will see you've mentioned pizza 1,000 times and therefore your web page must be really relevant. Those days are gone. These days, it's really important that we produce this high quality content that's going to give value to the people who arrive on our webpage. We want people to come to our webpage, look at our webpage and find that really useful to them, find all the information they need. If it's about pizza, it might be about the types of pizzas you make, your toppings, your flavors, your process, your kitchen, your ingredients, all these different elements that might be useful for an audience to make a decision to actually order a pizza from you. So not just stuffing your webpage full of keywords in the hope that that will trick the search engine to show your website or your webpage as a result. And making your web pages search friendly. So thinking back to the video, how Google's crawlers or any search engines, they all behave in a similar way, are crawling the web. We want them, when they reach our website, to be able to crawl our pages and understand them easily, so that they're going to say, aha, this is a really relevant page for pizza in Newcastle. They're in the local area. They've written the address. We can see the location name. We can see that they know loads about pizza. They know their stuff. They make really brilliant pizzas that are delicious and tasty, and they show all their ingredients and flavors and gives as much information as possible that helps the customer make a decision to actually order a pizza with you. Now, I'm just going to flick back because I realized I zipped over a slide before, because I just want to show you the search engine results page, which is one that's probably familiar to you, but we're just going to dissect it a little bit so I can show you where that title gets shown and the different elements we're talking about. So search engines, Google and others, work in the same way. When a person wants to find something, they type in a keyword or a phrase, which is called the search query, and we type that in this box at the top here. So I'm sure that's familiar to anyone who's ever used Google before. It's called the search query, what we're looking for. And the search engine's goal is to create the most relevant list of results possible to help searchers find what they're looking for. And the results page includes all the lists to websites, for sure, but it also shows business listings, adverts, images, maps, videos, and lots of other useful content. So the images you see at the top here are shopping ads. So these are promoting products sold online by retailers. So below that, where you see ad, you will be able to identify the listings below that are ads, because they will say ad next to them. These are text ads. So for this example, they've searched for Stasia's Bakery, and the search engine has determined, well, they're interested in bakery. So we're going to show them lots of delicious looking cakes in the shopping results page. And then on the right, we can see the business listing for Stasia's Bakery. And we can see here, there's a description about Stasia's Bakery, opening hours, we can see reviews and some photos. And then below the shopping results, we can see Stasia's Bakery text ad there as well. And then below that, the two bottom listings there are the organic search results. And the text you see in blue, this is the title. So when you write a page title on your website, you're telling the search engine, this is what I want you to show in the search engine results page beside my listing. And then you won't be able to read it, I understand, because it's very small. But below that, a couple of lines of text, that's usually picked by generated from the meta description. So when you're writing your web page titles and meta descriptions, make sure they accurately describe the web page that's showing up. Your page title should be unique to every web page on your website, and your description as well should really accurately describe what that page is about. So I just zipped over that slide before, so I just wanted to go back to just go over the anatomy of the search engine results page. We are becoming research obsessed. With search, people can get really specific and still have confidence that they'll get useful information from search. We're much more confident these days that we can put in a very specific search query into Google and get back a result that's going to be useful and relevant to us. So we've got some examples here of short keywords, short tail keywords, and long tail keywords. On the left, you can see short keywords, such as trainers or comfortable shoes. So this is one or two, possibly three words that's quite general. If you search for trainers, you're going to get all sorts of results coming back. Yeah, if you search for comfortable shoes, similarly, you're going to get lots of different results coming back. It's going to be quite broad. However, on the right, we've got long tail keywords. So if I search for best running trainers for flat feet, that's very specific. I would hope that in the search engine results page, what's going to come back to me are going to be running trainers specifically for flat feet. So at the heart of every Google search, there's a user with a purchase-related intention, whether that's to find reviews, products to buy, price comparisons. There's an endless list, to be honest. So what we want to understand is, yes, what short keywords people are searching for to find our website, but possibly more importantly, what long tail keywords people are using. Because if someone's searching for best running trainers for flat feet, and you sell the best running trainers for flat feet, and your web page appears when they've searched for that, and they click through and find a page of the best running trainers for flat feet, you're really matching that user's intent, that searcher's intent. So they are much more likely to be engaged with your web page and, fingers crossed, hopefully buy. But how do you understand what your user's intent is or are? The best way to start is to look at your own marketing analytics, and also have a look at the data available out there to understand what people are searching for. There's a tool called the Keyword Planner tool, which sits inside Google Ads, and it will let you see which keywords are being used to find websites. And through analysing these, you can more deeply understand what your audience is looking for, and then develop a content strategy for your website that's designed to meet and fulfill them. So you would need to go to Google Ads and set up an account. Even if you've got no intention of running ads, you can still use this tool, but you do need to have a Google Ads account to be able to access it. So just going back to long tail keywords, when we talk about long tail keywords, we're talking about specific words or phrases that searchers use when they're getting closer to making a purchase. So if I was starting off a search looking for shoes, I might start off just searching for trainers. So searching for trainers, and then all these general results come back to me, and I think, oh, actually, I'm going to get a bit more specific. Actually, what I'm looking for are the best running trainers. And then I might search for running trainers. And I think, actually, I want the best running trainers for flat feet. And so I put in best running trainers for flat feet, and I'm getting more and more specific as I narrow down my choices. Another example could be if you were searching for, say, a dining chair. So you search for dining chair, you sort of have a look at a few websites, and then the more you look and the more you research, you start narrowing down and thinking, actually, I'm searching for a specific type of dining chair. I'm searching for an Eames-style contemporary dining chair, for example. And then that's going to narrow down the search engine results page to give you a list of results that are only showing what's relevant to you. So if you can understand what keywords and long tail keywords people are typing into search engines to find what you're selling, then you can craft content and tailor content in a way that will connect with the user immediately. And that's a really effective way to increase traffic, to increase click-throughs, leads, and ultimately sales and conversions, which is what we're after, right? Another tool, if you've got a website, that I really strongly recommend you use if you're not already, is Google Search Console. If Tessa could share that link, that would be great. Google Search Console is a free service that helps you to monitor and maintain your website in Google's search results. It has two primary functions. One, it monitors your performance in Google search results. So it will be able to tell you how you're doing, essentially, on Google's organic search results, and show you how Google sees your website. And secondly, it will also show you reports which will show you which queries cause your site to appear in Google. So if you've ever wondered, I don't know what keywords people are searching for my website to appear in Google, this is the tool for you. So lots of website owners use Google Analytics, and often they don't realize or they forget to look at Search Console. Search Console is super useful. It's going to tell you which queries cause your site to appear in the search results. It's going to show you which other websites link to your website. It's going to tell you if your website's performing well on mobile, and that's important, we know, because more and more people are using mobile. It's going to enable you to submit a sitemap to Google. It's also going to tell you if there's any problems with your website that might be preventing it from appearing in the organic search results. So you need to get this set up before you'll be able to get the data, and it can take some time once you've set it up to actually get the data coming through and get reports. So the data collection continues for as long as you have it set up with your website. But you do need to have it installed and collecting the data for a while before you're going to get any relevant data through. So you'll need to give it a few weeks or a couple of months before you start getting some useful results. But definitely a tool that's incredibly useful if you own a website and want to understand what keywords people are searching for and which keywords you might be showing up for on Google, but people aren't clicking through. So that's something else that's important to know. So I can see my website showing up for this keyword lots of times, hundreds of times, but I'm not getting very many clicks. Why might that be? Does the web page need a better title? Does the meta description need improving? Moving on to local SEO. So if you have a local business, you really want to make sure that you're showing up for local searches, and local directories are a great way for local businesses to connect with customers in their area. These online listings are going to show your key information, your name, your opening hours, your phone number, your address. And a Google Business Profile is one of the key ways to get this done on Google. So make sure you've got your Google Business Profile set up. We will go through this in a moment, but this is what's going to enable you to show up on Google Maps. And Google Maps also considers other factors like relevancy, distance, and prominence from the searchers. So when they're on a mobile, it's going to also factor in how far away your business is, how relevant it is, and how prominent it is. Relevance is how well your business listing matches the search intent. If your listing's detailed and up to date, Google's more likely to show your business for relevant searches. Distance is just as it sounds. How close is the business to the searcher or the area specified? And your prominence is gauged by how well known your business is based on information Google can find across the web. So this is an example of Google Business Profile. I'm sure you've seen it before. It will show up like this on your phone. This is one here for Rachel's Kitchen. And we can also see Rachel's Kitchen Business Profile listing on a Google Maps search here as well. So if you use Google Maps and you see businesses on there and you click on the pins, you will see their business profile. Google Business Profile gives you the ability to be visible on maps and search. It's really important for a local business to have this set up. People are really using their mobiles, relying on local search these days. Mobile search is increasingly on the rise year on year. It's over half of all searches on Google now. And as I mentioned before, people searching on mobiles frequently look for businesses nearby. They frequently use the term near me. So making sure you've got a Google Business Profile, as well as having your web page optimized for organic search engine optimization, having a Google Business Profile is going to help with your local search engine optimization. And you can see here on the mobile, you've got the option from your business profile for someone just to press call and they'll be able to call you straight up. Like it's going to start ringing your business, or to get directions. So, right, I want to get there. I'm going to press directions and find out how to get there. Or we can go and have a look on their website. It gives users as much information as possible right there in front of them to make a decision to engage with your business further. So here we can see as well, Rachel's Kitchen's closed right now, but it would have opening hours. It's got a link to the menu. It's got reviews. We can see how many positive reviews Rachel's Kitchen's had. It's got photos. It's a pocket profile for your business right there on Google. It's free to set up, so why wouldn't you? This is going to help increase your presence, particularly for local SEO. So there's 4 steps you need to complete to set up your business profile. Download the app and sign in at business.google.com. Add or select your business. So there may already be a part generated listing there for your business, which you can claim, or you might want to add it from scratch. And then enter your information. So put in as much information. If there's space there to fill it. Populate the field so that as much information about your business is there as possible. And then you will need to verify your listing. So this is to ensure that you are the business owner and you have authority to manage this business profile. And there's several different ways that you can verify your listing. It used to be just a postcard that got sent out to you in the post with a verification code on, but there are other methods now of verifying your business for a Google business profile. So if you haven't already got a Google business profile, do set one up. You will need to have a business that somebody engages with you in person with. So it's not for e-commerce businesses, it's for bricks and mortar businesses or tradespeople. Say you're a plumber and you visit people's homes. As long as you're seeing people or clients, customers face to face, you can set up a Google business profile. And if you're a home-based business and you see people face to face, so you're a plumber, you're based at home, you go out to people's homes, you can set one up without having your address visible as well. So you can choose to have the option to say, hide my address. I don't want my home address showing up there on Google Maps. And you can choose to show a radius of the area in which you cover so that you'll still show up for these local searches without having people turning up at your house. Because we don't want that necessarily. We don't have a shop, do we? So if you have a business essentially where you see people in person, set up your Google business profile. And it's not just about setting up the profile, it's about showing you're active. So make sure once you've set it up that you keep it up to date. Make sure you add photos of your business and your team. If you've got a bricks and mortar shop, show photos of the premises so people know what to expect and what to look out for. To qualify for your business listing, as I said, you must meet with customers face to face. And it's important that your information appears correctly when people search online. So have those opening hours, have your phone number, have your address if you're showing your address. Again, as I mentioned before, in order for this listing to show up, particularly on maps, Google will factor in lots of different factors such as relevancy, distance, and prominence. So you want to make sure that you've got the best chance of showing up for being relevant by making sure that your business listing is optimized with as much information as possible. You can add a virtual tour. You can make sure you refer people to leave reviews. So encourage people to leave reviews on your Google business profile, because the more reviews you've got, the more prominent you're going to be, the more well-known you're going to be. And also make sure when you do get reviews that you respond to them. The good reviews, because people have taken the time to leave one, which is amazing. Thank you so much. And the negative reviews, hopefully you won't have any, but if you do, show people how you respond to negative reviews. Use that as an opportunity to demonstrate how good your business is at customer service. So make as much use as possible of all the features available, and they're adding different features all the time. You can also add posts and events and offers, almost like a sort of social media profile, although it isn't that, but you can put updates on your Google business profile. So, new products here in store, or summer holiday offer, or whatever it might be. So take a look. If you've got a Google business profile and you haven't looked at it for a while, go back in, check it out. Are you missing any elements that you haven't completed? Can you put a post on there? Can you add some up-to-date photos? So finally, we're going to move on to search engine marketing, or SEM. This is the process of using paid advertising to ensure that a business's products or services are visible in search engine results pages. So if you remember when I was showing you the anatomy of the search engine results page, at the top there were some text ads. This is search engine marketing. Advertisers bid on keywords relevant to their target audience, and your ad appears on the search engine results page at the top. Google Ads is the advertising platform that allows you to create search ads, display ads, and YouTube ads campaigns, amongst other campaigns, on Google platforms. As with most online advertising channels, Google decides which ads are shown in which positions based off an auction process. So there's up to 7 ad slots available across each search engine results page, and the top 4 tend to be the most competitive, as this is where most users click. So in this process, you're bidding on keywords. So what you need to do is you will need to have a Google Ad account, which I suggest you have one set up anyway to use that useful keyword planner tool. So make sure you set up a Google Ad account, and then you'll have the option to create a campaign. And this is what makes everything happen. So a campaign is a whole other topic in itself, but a simple process is that you will choose your campaign type. So it could be a search engine campaign, a search campaign. You're then going to select a bidding strategy and tell Google what your daily budget is. The next stage is to find the right keywords. We need to go and explore which are the right keywords to bid on that might be relevant to our target audience. So conduct some market research, ask questions about your products and services, and use that Google Keyword Planner tool, which is what it's there for, to check the value of your keywords. So it will give you an idea about how much you might expect to pay to bid on certain keywords. And then the final stage is to create your ad copy. So the ad copy is the writing, it's the headline, it's the text description that you're using in your search ad. And to write compelling ad copy, you need to understand what's important to your customer. What are their pain points? What's their problem? I mean, essentially every business, everything we supply is a solution to a problem. So what is it that they're trying to solve? And how can you say, hey, this is where you want to click because we're the solution to your problem. So understand what your customer really wants and use those keywords in this text, but don't overstuff your ad with those keywords. Same as with web pages, we don't just want lots of meaningless keywords strung together. It needs to make sense. And you're going to want to experiment with your ad copy. You might want to A/B test, so test one version against another to see which ad's getting the most engagement, which is driving the most conversions. Now, we don't have time today to go through the process of creating search ads. That's not what this session's about, but we do have another webinar called, I think it's called Get Started with Digital Advertising. I may get that wrong. I'm sure Tessa will be able to share that with you in the chat, but we have an advertising, Get Started with Advertising session. So if you are keen to explore more about the process of creating search ads and indeed other ads, do check out that session, sign up for it, and it will go through that in more detail. Okay, just final question break. Or second question break. I think I do have another question break. Losing track. No questions, that's fine. You will have another opportunity at the end. So we've got just under 15 minutes. So if you want to ask any questions, now's your opportunity. So we're looking at this final stage about boosting your presence on Google. So how do you ensure that your website has the best possible chance of showing up? We're going to go through a few tips and tricks. Oh, actually, I have just seen a question. So before I dive in, Martina, what's the difference between Google Analytics and Google Search Console? Great question. Google Analytics is going to give you all of the analytics, the information, the data about who's coming to your website from all different sources. So it's going to show you how many people are coming from social media, how many people are coming from other websites, how many people are coming from Yahoo or Google or Bing or whichever sources it is. So it's going to give you all of that data. What it's also going to do is it's going to tell you what people are doing when they get to your website. So it's going to tell you how people are arriving at your website. It's then going to tell you what they're doing when they get there. So what pages on your website are they actually engaging with? Which pages are they spending the most time on? Which pages are they arriving at and then disappearing? They're not engaging with. So it's going to tell you how people get to your website, what they're doing when they get there. It's going to be able to show you the journey people take through your website. So they go from this page, what pages do they go through? What journey do they take before they convert, before they buy? It might be or sign up or subscribe or whatever action you want people to take. So it's going to give you all of this comprehensive data, not only about how people are coming to your website, but what they're doing when they get there. It's also going to enable you to understand how many people come. So not just how they're getting there, but how many are getting from different channels. So you can understand which channels are the most effective driving traffic to your website. And it will also give you demographic information. So what does your user profile look like? The gender, the location, the age, the interests. So Google Analytics is a super powerful tool to use to understand what's going on your website and where traffic's coming from. Because we're not just looking at Google with Google Analytics, it's the tool, but it's going to give us information about traffic from all sorts of different sources. Google Search Console, on the other hand, is only showing us how people are arriving at our website from Google organically. So it's going to show us how is our website performing on Google organically. What keywords are people typing into Google to find our website? Is our website actually listed in Google's index? Because if you remember from that video, your web page has got to be in the index in order to be able to show up on Google organically. So Google Search Console gives you the information about how your website's performing on Google organically. That's what that does over there on its own. Google Analytics gives you lots of data about what's going on your website and how people find your website. So both of them used together give you a lot of data that's incredibly useful as a website owner. I hope that helps. Right, back to boosting your presence on Google. So I've mentioned before, so hopefully it's sinking in, that it's really important that your business's website works well on mobile. A mobile-friendly website can bring you more website visitors and give them a better experience, and it will therefore bring in more business. So mobile SEO includes the same factors that we consider for standard websites, like having relevant, high-quality content with relevant keywords. But what's crucial for mobile site optimization is that your website performs well and is fast and usable and has a good user experience on a mobile. So performance is how quickly your website loads, and this can be impacted by lots of different things. Often an issue that slows websites down are overly large images or videos or big file sizes. And it might just be a question of optimizing those, reducing the size to ensure your website works more quickly. Usability refers to a visitor's experience using your website. So generally speaking, if your site has a good mobile user experience, it's more likely going to appear higher up in mobile search results. So there's examples where occasionally some video and content formats can't be viewed on mobiles. So if you used that in your website, it wouldn't be a good experience for people on mobile. There's other websites you might have found when you're on your mobile and you go to them and you're trying to scroll and look and use the website and things are shifting around. Have you ever had that when you try and press a button and you go to click on it and it moves because the website's still loading on the mobile and it's shifting around? This shifting is a poor user experience for people on a mobile. So there's lots of different elements that can impact mobile user experience that don't affect standard website experience. So thinking about how your website performs on mobile, test it on mobile for a start. And also there's tools available. There's a mobile-friendly test tool. It isn't that web address. I think it's been replaced now with a new one. But if you Google mobile-friendly website test, you can put your website address in there and it will return to you and let you know how your website is performing on mobile. And then it will also suggest to you improvements you can make to ensure that that experience is enhanced. And if you're not a techie, I'm not a techie, but if I get that report and I know that there's lots of things that need to be changed by the developer, I'll send it over to them and say, can you make these improvements to improve our website's performance on mobile? But it will suggest where these improvements can be made. So it's really important to have a mobile optimized site. So that's number one. Make sure you claim and verify your business listing. I've mentioned that before, but the Google listing can be the first thing people see when they find a business on Google. So make sure that you claim that listing, you verify that listing, and you complete that listing. Edit your details, add new photos, respond to reviews. And you don't have to do it all yourself. If there's more than one of you in the business, if you have a team of people, you can add managers as well so that you can actually share the workload. Make sure there's more than one of you who's able to manage the listing, respond to reviews, join in the conversation. So just ensure that you're really optimizing that business listing and using it as much as possible. So one of the things you can do with your Google business profile is create a free website. It is a basic website. It acts like a shop window. So say you're a bricks and mortar business and you want a website, but you haven't got the resources to invest in creating an all singing, all dancing website, but you do want to have a presence. you can set up a new website hosted by Google for free. So it will actually use the information and photos from your business listing to create this simple website, and you can customize it with some simple themes. So this is a really good option, just so that you have that shop window, you have that online presence, you've got somewhere you can direct people to in addition to your Google business profile. So check out the website option when you log into your business profile. If you click there, you will get this web address, which would be your business name .business.site. So it's a very simple presence online, but it's a great option if you don't have a website already. Here we've got some screenshots of how you can optimize that business listing. So as I mentioned before, ensure you add your opening hours. And it gives you the option to say, okay, we're closed on Sunday, but we're open on these days, and different times for different days. So maybe you're open late on a Thursday. It will also prompt you to update if you're open on bank holidays or certain public holidays, to ensure that if you are closed, that you update that, so people aren't frustrated if they try and visit your business on a holiday and it's, oh, they said it was open and it wasn't. Make sure it's up to date, because that can be frustrating for people. Add photos. So here we've got pictures of the interior of this business as well as the exterior, which helps users if they're driving by or walking along to make sure they've got the right premises. And ensure here that you're responding to reviews. Responding to reviews can impact customer trust, can help with click-through rates, and it can help with your rankings. And actually, if you want to ask for reviews and make it easier, you can build a simple link to share with your customers to give you a review. So you can say, hey, can you just go to this link, please, and leave me a review? We'd really appreciate that. You can't leave a review on yourself, and current and former employees aren't allowed to leave reviews either. And this is where you can use posts to tell customers what's new. So update them on any new products, any new services, any special offers. You can create these regular posts to give customers more reasons to come back. So they'll think, oh, if I look at their profile, they might have put up a daily special or a seasonal update. Posts will appear right in your Google listing on search and maps. So make sure you use this space, because many businesses neglect it or don't realize it's there. So it's a really good way of showing you're active. You also get insights for your business profile. So I was talking about Google Analytics before and all that data you can get. You can get data from your Google business profile as well to show you how often you're showing up in search. You can see how many people have found your listing searching for your business name, or people who've just discovered your business on maps. So you can get an idea about how your Google business profile is performing. Use this data to understand how people are discovering your business on Google, and it will also give you some terms in terms of search terms they're using, show you how many views you've had, and some basic demographic information as well about people finding your business. So this data will help you understand your business's visibility, the approximate number of views and clicks you're getting, and then you can use that data to understand, well, actually, that made a difference, or when we've added this new product or service, or we're not showing up as much as we'd like. So the data is power, because it enables us to understand what's going on. Okay, last question break. Digital Tech Centrica. Why does Google require video verification for Google My Business or Google Business Profile? There are different options for verifying your business now. So that is just one of them. It used to be you just got sent a postcard through the post, and when it arrived through your letterbox, you would get the code and type it in. Sometimes they ask for video verification to prove you're at that physical premises that you're saying. It's really important that the people who run the business, that you who own the business, have the option to demonstrate that you are actually the business, not someone who's pretending to be you. So we want to make sure that you are the actual business that you say you are, to avoid anybody fraudulently claiming they have a business that they don't. And a video verification actually enables you to show the physical location that you are in, which proves to Google that you can verify that you are who you say you are. And so it's one of the verification methods available now. Okay, we're just about out of time. So what are your next steps? Hopefully you might attend another one of our webinars. As I say, we've got many more to choose from, so do check out that link in the description below. If you're in the UK and you're a small business or charity, sign up for one of our free one-to-one mentoring sessions. You'll get up to an hour with a Google Digital Garage coach like myself or Tessa, and you'll be able to discuss what we've talked about today in more depth, or any element of your digital marketing or digital online presence. So do take advantage of this fantastic service available. And I am out of time, so I would just like to say thank you very much for joining us today. Thank you for Tessa for being the moderator today. I hope you found that a useful dive into getting your business visible on Google. As I mentioned at the beginning of the session, if you're interested in more training from the Google Digital Garage, you can continue learning by going to our website where there's courses available 24/7. And do check out that schedule of upcoming webinars in the description below. There's many more topics coming regularly, so keep an eye and sign up for another one. And if you do have any feedback, do let us know. goo.gle/digital garage feedback, and use our hashtag digital garage on social media. Thank you so much for being with us today. I hope you have a great rest of your day and that we see you again soon.